I am so sick and tired of telling you this. We've got time to lean. We've got time to clean. And I mean clean house. Look at your technology right now and say, hey, how can I improve it? Well, I want you to think about this. Broker Plus and Lender Price as a team, the dynamic duo. Broker Plus is a POS, an LOS, a CRM, a PPE, e-signature, mobile responsive, cloud-based, all-in-one system. And it's going to be more affordable than what you currently have. And oh, by the way, since it's all under one roof, it all works. And imagine them pairing with Lender Price that has the best AI of any platform for you to search every loan that you could possibly look at. Seriously, do yourself a favor. Click this banner right over there and check it out. On with the show. So Don Layton, and from what I hear, a super, super good guy, the senior visiting fellow at the NYU Furman Center and the former CEO of Freddie Mac, has penned a new opinion piece for The Hill regarding the future of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. What do we do with them? And the answer to me is, I don't think anything, nothing of consequence. What? Are you going to get rid of them? Obviously, the answer is no. See, the purpose of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and their implementation is to make mortgages affordable and safe for aspiring home buyers all across the country. And to that point, they've been a resounding success.
Layton says it reflected that post-mortem analysis of the Great Recession showed how flawed the government-sponsored enterprise business model had become. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac went well beyond their congressionally granted mission in order to pursue extra profit, took too much risk, benefited heavily from a subsidy that officially did not exist, and had top executives focus too much on lobbying to protect subsidies and avoid robust regulation. It took nearly $200 billion of taxpayer money to bail them out.
$200 billion? I mean, who cares at this point? We're talking trillions today. Why don't we get some of that money back from the Ukraine? Fannie Mae was founded in 1938, meaning they've been around for 94 years. Freddie Mac started in 1970, meaning they've been around for 52 years. Amongst all of those years, when did Fannie and Freddie fail to earn profits? The answer, only once, during the Great Recession. Lehman Brothers failed, didn't they? Washington Mutual, well, they failed too. General Motors even failed. Citi failed as well. Chrysler failed. Thornburg failed. General Growth Properties failed. Lyondell Chemical, they failed. And so many more failed. But we don't hear anybody asking if General Motors should be euthanized right now, do we? So why Fannie and Freddie? And listen, if you live 94 years, I promise you, you're gonna have 2 bad years. I've only been around for 50 years and I've already had like 14. Listen, until the housing market melted down in 2008, the government's bailout of Fannie and Freddie had cost $191 billion. Since the agencies returned to profitability, they've repaid that amount and almost $100 billion more. Now, who would take that type of return? I would. You borrow $10 from me and I get 19 back tomorrow? All day long. That's the type of interest that got the mafia thrown in jail in the 1930s to the 1970s. Are you kidding me? It's the greatest deal in the history of government.
Layton goes on to say, in response, the government has been directing the GSEs to implement major internal reforms to fix their business model to improve operations. For example, risk was cut dramatically by reducing the GSE's outsized investment portfolios and selling mortgage credit risk to institutional investors. Newly installed management focused not on lobbying, but on quality customer service, improved technology, and proper safety and soundness. The GSEs led the way in treating troubled borrowers better through updated modification options and a natural disaster forbearance program. All of this was done with a strengthened regulatory envelope of safety and soundness.
And that's all good. I mean, let's give ourselves a pat on the back for that. But here's something that's being completely and totally overlooked. The average credit score for a conventional loan right now, a Fannie and Freddie loan, is 749. That's not a good number. Sure, it's wonderful, it's a high number, but it's not a good number. If the average credit score for a GSE loan is 749, what that tells me is the GSEs are failing in their mission statement. That is to bring affordable mortgages to the masses. Why do I say that? Well, the average credit score for an African American is 677, and the average credit score for a Hispanic is 701, meaning the GSEs are currently failing underserved communities horribly. So Layton talks about shoring up the books business, and I say at what cost? The truth is, for the GSEs to function in the way that we need them to while preserving their mission statement is to allow for some breakage. That is, to allow for some loans to go ahead and default and accept that. Here's the thing. Fannie and Freddie, they're going to tell you, well, they do loans down to the 600s. That might be a fact, but the truth is, as it stands, with most lenders, their reps and warrants, they're going to have to buy those loans back if they do fail. And as a result, they want nothing to do with any loan loan that has any type of risk factor to it. Therein lies the problem. The GSEs, as a leader in housing, and you'd think a leader in reform, would make hard changes that affect the reps and warrants and possibly eat a number of lower score, higher risk loans. Yeah, just eat them. Don't put them on the shoulders of your independent mortgage banker. Why should they do this? Because the GSEs as a singular company are the most profitable company in the history of the world. They can afford to do this. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Since they're on the dime of the taxpayer, that's me and you, I insist on these changes.